it's about family versus corporate. And that's what's going to ruin this industry is they're kicking families' ass right now. And I think Privada caught on so well because we're one of the only retailers that's really going and supporting these family-owned factories. Look, everyone knows, we've had drama with certain people. Fuente hates our guts, which I would love to put that to bed, but whatever. I'd rather buy something from him than buy something from CI or JR. All they do is they go into these countries, they build a big factory with 10,000 rollers, and they put out, like you said, the same products. It's the same Connecticut, same Maduro, same Habano, every single time on across every line, and that's it. Okay, y'all, we are here with the LCA for, what month are we in?
Going into March.
Going into March of 2024. This marks a very special occasion. There is a cigar that will no doubt go viral. If you don't get your hands on it in the LCA, I don't know what to tell you. We will be releasing another batch of them with different branding. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. This is gonna be nuts. So what's interesting about this release, if you're a real cigar head and you wanna talk cigars, you wanna know more about cigars, here's the thing. We've got yet another, I don't know how we keep doing this. And I'm saying this with all, it's not just being cocky, which I am being a little cocky, but it's not just that. How the F are we doing this month after month after month? Other companies, it takes years. I want you to understand, when you compare us to someone else, understand what we're doing versus what they're coming out with 1, maybe 2 projects per year. We're coming out with 5 projects every month. 2 of them go in the LCA, 2 of them go in Privada Cigar Club. Rare. So I just want you to digest that. I want you to understand that. Hit after hit after hit. We went from analog to digital. That's Privada Cigar Club, right? And so this is Connecticut American broadleaf. This is grown in Nicaragua. When you do the close-up, right? This is the thickest, broadleaf is the thickest, gunkiest wrapper you can pretty much get. This one is even thicker, gunkier, and has more of the chicken skin and texture, which is crazy to me. So I'm gonna cut and light both of these to give you a little bit of an idea of what you're gonna experience. Stag. This is made at Paul Stulac and Stione Factory by Guillermo Peña, the world-renowned cigar maker. He was able to get us hooked up through a contact we have with some Connecticut broadleaf, and we made the Stag. Why is it the Stag? For those of you who are my OG members, thank you so kindly. This is your home. I wouldn't be here without you. We wouldn't be here without you. And if you know what the Stag was, it was a Connecticut. So what is a Stag? Well, a Stag is something that we award once in a while. See, when I first started smoking cigars, Scotch was something that was like Scotch and cigars. And so the Stag for me is we award it to a cigar that's gonna pair really, really well with Scotch. It was originally a Connecticut shade in a 60, which I thought was a fantastic, it just brought me to Scotland. And so this one did the same thing for me, but obviously with darker flavors. This is a 54 this time. This is a 5.5 by 54. I don't have all the paperwork in front of me, but I believe it's a 5.5 by 54. It is Connecticut broadleaf. This is bringing me back to my 2014 era of amazing broadleaf cigars. And let's see, looks like a chocolate brownie inside. Draw is absolutely perfect. One of the problems I have with a lot of the broadleaf is you cut the broadleaf open and it's a little tight. Why? Because that wrapper is so thick and it does things in the post production process. It expands, it picks up too much humidity. It could be a number of different things, right? Broadleaf is very delicate in a sense. It's really not delicate at all, but in a sense, it is delicate in, it needs some rest and it needs to be refined pretty well. Fermented longer, cured at higher temperatures, fermented at higher temperatures. So I love this 54 ring gauge. I used to be like, anything over 50 I would be unhappy about. But this 54 ring gauge in a good Maduro, it's really impressive. Also, folks, social media and cigars do not mix. It's become very clear that we got away with stuff for a very long time, and we're not gonna be able to get away with it any longer. Guess what I don't do? Guess what we don't do? We don't lose over here. We pivot. We don't sit around and go, oh, well, it's getting worse and I'm gonna leave you. No. We're gonna pivot. We're gonna start putting the videos on our website. Each video will have 3 boxes underneath it. You're gonna have this amazing experience where, let's say I made this shirt, or in this case, we made this hat, right? You're watching the video, all you guys do is send in comments. Oh, where can I get the hat? So under each video, you'll see the cigars for sale, the hats for sale, whatever, whatever craft quality items we put together for you or curated for you or manufactured for you, those are gonna be below. You can simply add them to your cart and keep it moving as you're watching the video. We're also gonna have a higher HD because of where we're hosting the videos for our website. So, I mean, we spend all this time making these videos with great equipment and doing all the right things. And sometimes you see it on the phone and you're like, that's not representative of how good it is. All right. So what we'll do is we'll have a video tab on our website. You go to privadacigarclub.com, click videos, anything that we've made videos for recently. We'll probably add some old stuff too, but going forward, anything that we make videos for, we will put there with the different products that are in the videos so you can easily find them. And then instead of going on YouTube to find our stuff or Instagram, just go to the website, click videos, and see what we've dropped. I'll send out 2 emails a month that'll show you the different videos we put up. So this is interesting. That is very interesting. So this broadleaf is giving me a sweetness that is very bready. Reminds me of 2014-15. Sweet, bready. Floral, white pepper, clean on the palate, which is nice in a Maduro. And
that broadleaf,
the broadleaf is all the sweetness and the breadiness. The retrohale has a lot of wood and almost like birch, kind of rooty kind of. People call that earthy. I hate when people do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't call your cigar earthy. I mean, yes, there is, but like you don't eat earth. You can say dark. You can say root-like. I like using root-like because it tastes like if you actually made real root beer, like it's rooty. You're not necessarily going to want to eat or even drink that, but in smoke, it adds a dark depth, you know. So that brings us to our, well, we'll call it the 1928. This is a 6x50, a little more in my wheelhouse as far as ring gauges go. But again, I'm starting to really enjoy a good Maduro 54. It smooths it out. Remember, Maduro means smooth. It also means aged. So, you know, these firecracker Maduros, I love them sometimes. San Andres with Esteli, all sun-grown fillers that'll just, you know, give you that red pepper. That's great. But a good Maduro can hold back a little bit and be nuanced and sweet and really be something special. which I think brings us to this next cigar. And let's talk about the differences between them. How this wrapper looks even thicker and gunkier and was grown in Nicaragua. This one we've had for about a year, and that one we've had for about 6 or 9 months. So nothing terribly aged to talk about. That would be considered aged for a lot of brands, but for us, it's not that big a deal, right? We have stuff that's 5, 6, 7 year. Sweeter, a little more chocolate, a little bit of herbs on this one. Maybe a little crisper on the retrohale as far as like the white pepper's just a little bit more of a zing. Similar cigars in flavor profile, but now you get to see the difference between a 54 and a 50 and figure out which you like best. But you gotta have both of these. Yeah, I'm a little frustrated. I don't know if you can tell from watching the video, I'm just a little frustrated because what I'm talking about with social media. I've never not been transparent with you guys, so I feel like it's important. Please don't take it as complaining. I just feel like I'm not keeping it real if I don't tell you all of the good and the bad. And so the bad is, in order for us to become the powerhouse that I want us to become, which we pretty much were there in a lot of ways, but there are a lot of things that I realize, like the reason why these big companies really run the show is because they can support the factories. Those factories and their livelihood depends on us. Does that make sense? So, you know, and then when we do sales and we move volume, it's tough to keep up because we want to have that hand stamped tender loving care on each product. And how do you Amazon that but still keep that TLC? So that's where my head's at. You know, that's where my head's at. Buy craft brands. Buy brands that at least you know who owns it. These cigars are bangers. They're very limited. I think we only have about 7,500 or 10,000 of each, and then they're gone. I have another batch of these coming. They'll go in these and be on shelves. I'm sure people are gonna love and hate this. I'm sorry, but every one of my favorite brands in every single other industry has done collabs with these characters, and we wanted to take an opportunity to do a classic collab with a classic character. It's called the 1928 by Privada Cigar Club. That's it, folks. Smoke them if you got them. There it is, huh?